All right. Thank you again for coming on and listening to this. I really appreciate you coming on. So today I'm on my own again. I'm speaking about a thing, about motivation. And let's be honest, like motivation is something that we all struggle with. Motivation is something that can come and go. Motivation is something that, well, look, what is motivation? I'm going to talk about this. And like the reason I've been doing these on my own recently is because they're topics that I want to speak about. And by the way, any of my guests have been amazing. I will get guests on again in the future, but I've been really enjoying these. So I'm going to stick with them. I'm going to do a few more. I want to talk about, things that I want to talk about. And motivation is one of them. So what is motivation? I don't know. To be honest, I had to Google this because it was like if someone asks you what's motivation, be like, oh well, it's when I feel like I want to do something, or what's motivation? But yeah, it's that thing that you get excited for. Well, motivation is your motive to do something. Um, so essentially your why to do something. So why do you want to do something is your motivation, and that's usually going to be something that's easy. So your motive to do something. Sure, you're going to have a bigger motive to do something when it's easy, and that's what I want to talk about today. Motivation, because I got asked this is where it came from. I got asked a really good question on Instagram. I think it was yesterday or else the day before. No, I think it was yesterday. And the question was, it actually wasn't a question. I put up a story and I says, "What's your biggest struggle when it comes to weight loss? When it comes to training? When it comes to all round fitness? When it comes to health?" And it was just motivation. So what I done was replied to a few things I do. So I thought I'd come on and talk about this, and I want to talk about something that you might not want to hear, or a few things you might not want to hear, but you're going to need to hear it. So this is talking to you if you're struggling with motivation, struggling with getting things done, struggling with going to the gym, struggling with losing weight, struggling with all those things. First of all, I want to make you aware you're not alone. Like, let's be honest, everybody struggles with motivation. Everybody struggles from time to time. But I want you to hear a couple of things you might not want to hear, but you're going to need to hear. So what I want to talk about is, what you potentially are doing that's knocking your motivation, and why you can't expect to feel motivated if you're doing these things. And the first thing is simply just ruining yourself at the weekends. Now, this is something that comes to the forefront of my mind when I talk about motivation, and especially with lads my age. Me a few years ago. Um, when it comes to motivation, the reason you aren't motivated to do jack shit, and the reason you aren't getting good results, is because you wreck yourself at the weekend, quite literally. And you might not want to hear that. Like, oh, that's not the case. That's not the case. I can enjoy a few beers. Yeah, that's fair enough. But if you're sitting, blinded Saturday, blinded Sunday, for example, come Monday, you aren't going to be motivated. And you can't say you are, because you're not going to feel motivated. I've been there. Like, I'm not talking about, this isn't me preaching from like a higher standpoint saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm talking from experience, and I've lived, the Friday to Sunday, getting drunk, and then come Monday, not feeling motivated, to the reverse side. Now, my reverse side, something like, um, I don't drink for a while, and then maybe have a few, and I'm okay. Motivation slips a little bit, but I make it a must to get there, to get to the gym first thing Monday morning. Um, but yeah, if I wanted to drink, I'd have a drink. I just don't really do it as much anymore. For the reasons, because it can easily go overboard. It can easily lead into a couple of days, and that's not in line with what I'm trying to do at the minute. But either way, I've clients right now who will go out most weekends, but what they'll do is they'll go out, say a Saturday, for example, Sunday, they don't take the piss, so they're not getting drunk again. Maybe they'll have like maybe something dodgy for breakfast, or like a fry up for breakfast, and then they'll try to get back in the swing of things, go out for a few walks, maybe get a light workout done. And then what they'll find is Monday they're feeling a lot better compared to out Saturday. And let's just say you go out on a Saturday night, your motivation could still be low on a Monday, because you go out Saturday, let's say you don't get into 3, 4 in the morning, your sleep is up late, you don't get up to maybe 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Your body is all over the place. Then it comes to Monday morning, you feel awful. When you get up at 1 or 2 on a Sunday, you go straight to McDonald's. You have a McDonald's, and then you stop on the way home for a you know what? I'm going to tell you the last hangover I had there. It's actually about a month ago now. And it was the first hangover I've had in about a year. I've had drinks in between them, just never been like extremely drunk, or I wasn't even extremely drunk, but just drunk. I've never had a hangover. cut the long story short, I've never had a hangover. I've never had a hangover. I haven't had a hangover in a year. Jesus, I've had a few hangovers, but the hangover I had last time, so I woke up, instantly said to myself, right, let's see if I can get something good, so to speak, in my body. So went down, had a few glasses of water, a banana, didn't cut the bill. Instantly, I was in. I think I had like a yogurt. I was like, this maybe, it's a step down from banana, but it's kind of okay. Still wasn't cutting the bill, so I was in. I actually didn't eat anything then. I was like, no, I'm not feeling great. So went to Bodines and got Rocky's pancakes, which are these big pancakes. By the way, they are beautiful and they help how I was feeling. Rocky's pancakes, and I was really tempted to get a Copperberg because I knew that would have helped, but I knew that would have been led on to a couple of days drinking, so I didn't have a Copperberg. But I had a Dad Coke. It was like 11 in the morning. Had a Dad Coke. I had 3 Rocky pancakes, which are Rocky Road pancakes or something like that, and they are basically 3 big pancakes, cream, bacon, Nutella, maple syrup, and strawberries. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. I cleaned that. I absolutely cleaned that. See, when I cleaned it, I wanted more. Simple. I was like, give me more, give me more. It was like a junkie getting the next head. I was like, give me, bang, 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 need it. So what I done was went to Cafe Mods. Is it Cafe Mods? I think in the Lisburn Road. Went in there, got, I can't remember what it was called. I've never been there before, but it was nice. I heard good reports. Like, I'm getting that. I was like, I'm waiting until I have a hangover. Like I said this for the past few years, or past probably year. I'm waiting and I'm going there. So I went and got this thing. It's called like is a mix up maybe. Basically, you pick like 3 or 4 ice creams, mix it together, and a couple of toppings, a couple of sauces. My favorite sauce is that Lotus Biscoff sauce. Oh, lovely. So I had that, cleaned that as well. Absolutely cleaned it. And that night, I'm pretty sure I ordered a Chinese or Domino's. Like that was that was the first time I've had in a year. So I'm thinking, right, that's the first I've had in a year. How could I used to do that every weekend? No wonder I didn't feel motivated Monday. No wonder I didn't feel motivated to do anything till probably Wednesday. And even at that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it happened again. And that was happening every weekend, every single weekend. And the thing was, I wasn't just getting drunk on a like say a Saturday. It was maybe like a Saturday and Sunday, definitely at least 2 nights. And again, I have nothing against people drinking. I have nothing against my clients drinking. I have nothing against anybody drinking. It's my birthday coming up soon. 2 weeks, I'll have a few drinks. I'm like, that's the way. But it's fine. Do it every once so often. But if you're doing it every single weekend, this is my point. And that scenario, what I'm saying is happening. You're doing that every weekend. No wonder you're not going to feel motivated. No wonder. Like, you can't expect to feel motivated. So what I'm trying to say to you here is, if you can agree with this, if you can relate, then don't be pointing the finger at somebody else. Don't be looking at that, oh, why is he so motivated? Why is he doing this? And then expect to feel motivated. I'll tell you something else. See, when I was that person, I started with a PT and I didn't really take on board what he was saying. I was still doing this stuff in a weekend. And I was looking at him going, why am I not getting results? 8 weeks down the line, I had shit results. Why? Because every weekend I was wrecking myself. Monday to Friday was okay. Probably Tuesday to Friday was okay. And the weekend I wrecked myself every single week, like without fail. And that is why. So I can relate to where you are right now for listening to this and you go, yeah, that sounds like me. Well, don't beat yourself up. But at the same time, you need to realize that maybe can you knock one of those nights in the head? Maybe can you not take the piss as much on a Sunday? Maybe can you, narrow it down to 2 nights out a month rather than 4 or 5? That's an easy way to get around this. I'm going to say something else. Give yourself a few weeks off drinking completely and notice how good you feel. And again, I want to just reiterate, I am not against drinking. I'm not against anybody drinking whatsoever. But what I'm saying is, if you are somebody that's struggling motivation, struggling, complaining that you can't feel motivated, feeling like shit, but you still feel okay going out and do this every weekend, then don't complain about motivation. Just go do what you're doing. Yes, by all means, enjoy yourself. And I don't care if you're doing it or if you're not. But if you say that you don't have motivation, you're struggling, don't complain about this. Please don't. And again, when it comes to motivation, you always get motivated for the things that are easy. So, for example, you'll feel motivated to go out and get drunk because it's easy, it's enjoyable, it's good fun. But suddenly getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and I love morning workouts for me. It's a morning thing, but I've kind of started them a little bit later now. A little bit later. I used to be in the gym for say 6:30, and I'm bound to work out at home. I was back home for 7:30. I like quick workouts, me. But anyway, now I'm more of a case of I'll be there for 7:15, be out for 8. And that extra 45 minutes, 30 minutes is either me getting an extra half hour in bed or me doing something like, journaling or whatever. And I'm not saying journaling, but those things are not so easy to do, to be brutally honest. So get up and actually journal or meditate or yoga, whatever I'm doing. Like, I'm not, by the way, you don't have to do that. I do recommend it. It's a game changer, but you don't have to. So those things aren't easy to do. It's not easy to get up at 6 o'clock and do those every morning. But once I do, I know that I feel amazing. So if I get up, do those, get a gym session in, I feel amazing for the rest of the day. Like last night, I had maybe 5 hours sleep. Just couldn't sleep great, but I'm still up doing it and I felt great for it. So that's when motivation wasn't there. Motivation didn't kick in. So what do you have to rely on then? And that's what I'm going to talk about now, because the times when you're not motivated, the times when you aren't feeling it whatsoever, you've had a bad day, you've had a long day, you haven't slept well, you've had an argument with your partner, you've fell out with somebody at work, you went to football and you've had a bad game. What happens then? How do you feel motivated? How do you get back on track? And again, that's another great question. And one thing that I always have to do, and one thing I do every single morning, and this isn't to make me sound like a robot, but this is to make me sound like somebody who wants to push towards something. But the one thing I do every single morning is just simply write down what I'm working for each day. And this sounds a little bit wishy-washy. Oh, write down your goals, but it works. So I don't give a fuck. It works. Like, trust me, it works. Write down what you're working towards every single day and go towards it. And you'll notice a huge difference in motivation, because you're only going, oh yeah, that's what I'm going towards. And even if you're not writing it down, have it in your head, what are you working towards? So maybe you're working towards a great shape by Christmas, and that could just be a goal you're setting. You want to be in the best shape of your life by Christmas. Everybody gets fat around Christmas, which is fine. But you want to be in the best shape of your life, right? We have it in the back of your head. Write it down every day. You're not going to forget about it then, are you? That's why I write it down. You forget, you see it. You're not going to forget about it. You remind yourself. I don't know many times I've written down goals in this piece of paper and forgot about it. Just completely forgot about it. So now I have it on somewhere that I read every single morning, what I'm working towards. It reminds me, keeps me on track of that. And it's sort of like, if I'm out of focus, I'm out of vision, and bang, I'm back in. And it's so important to me. So that's something I do. And that's what you can do. Remind yourself why you started. And if you've no reason why to start, again, that goes back to your motive. If you've no motive, if you've no why on why you're going to start, then you're not going to stick it, are you? I always remember one of my Paul Mort always saying that he sets a goal every year to get a 6-pack and never hits it. And he's like, the reason I don't hit it is because it's not really, like, it doesn't mean that much to me. And it's true. Like, it's nice, I'm going to have a 6-pack, and then it comes out, and you're like, what would I rather right now? Would I rather, ordering a Chinese or not? And you'd rather order Chinese, and that's fine. But yeah, it all comes down to what's your motive, why are you doing it? Is there a payoff? Which there has to be a payoff. And once there is, just work towards it. Set something that excites you and work towards it. And if you do that, there's no reason why you can't feel motivated quite a lot of the times. So yeah, set something that motivates you, work towards it. And if that's your weight loss, set a weight loss goal. And with your weight loss goal, have a reason behind that as well. So why do you want to lose weight? Is it so you can feel comfortable with your top off? Is it so you can look good in a photo, for example? Is it so you can get that t-shirt on you haven't got? Is it so you can buy the new United top in small? Is it so once you've got your sister's wedding come up in 2 months' time that you don't have to buy a large suit? What's the reason for losing weight? And then have that reason behind. Don't just have lose 10 pounds. That's not big enough. You're just like, lose 10 pounds. But if you're suddenly writing down, right, get in the best shape of my life, so at my sister's wedding, I don't have to buy a large suit. But That's a big enough motive. That's a big enough why. And my best clients have all got a why. By the way, my clients are all amazing, but the ones who have got the most amazing results have got a why. 100%. Everybody does. So, in summary, if you're somebody that is ruining yourself every weekend, don't expect to feel motivated. And if you're not, and you're still struggling with motivation, and if you just look at that doesn't, I'm not out every weekend and I still struggle with motivation, well, there's something that you can do, which I've talked about. Write down what you're working towards every day. Remember why you started, have a big enough reason why you started, and it will help. And another thing that I do is, you know, quite simply, when it comes to feeling motivated, when it comes to those days you don't feel like doing it, it's knowing that I've got somebody else there. Now, that's not me saying you have to go get a coach or you have to do whatever. That will help, of course, but I have people there. I have people behind me that are helping me. So my coaches and friends or whatever, family. And if I'm not doing it, well, I'm letting them down as well in my eyes. So that helps me. Like, I've covered quite a few things here, and I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, just please let me know. I'm going to be releasing another one next week. I'm going to try to do one of these every single week now, being more consistent with them. I've said this here now, so I can't really drop out of this. I will chat these later on. Again, any questions, you know where I am. But yeah, enjoy.